What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Post-Gazette Pirates YouTube channel. Colin, Beazley, Noah, Hiles, coming to you from Cincinnati, where the Pirates fell by a final score of 4-0 here at Great American Ballpark. They suffer their first sweep of the season, falling to 5-11 on the year. Colin, we normally do 3 takeaways for a series. I just feel like this is kind of like a state of the Pirates, a state of the union. You've covered this team for a week and a half now, and you've seen a lot. You've seen Surfside Gate, you've seen Brick Gate, you've seen this team get no hit for the first 6 innings and go on to win that game. You've seen them get absolutely dominated here in Cincy. There's a lot of bad with this team. Where do you want to start?
I think we have to start with the offense.
Yeah.
I think that's the only place to start after a game like today's. It was just a complete and utter disaster offensively, at least today. 4-0 loss. Didn't really look like they were going to score any runs at any point after the second inning. The fact that they had 23 consecutive batters retired, that's something I haven't seen pretty much anywhere. The fact that there just was no
Or you
punch.
see it, it's a perfect game when that happens.
Yeah.
You know, something like that.
I kind of thought that something like this could happen. Like, I know how good Hunter Green is. I know how good he's thrown. I know how much the Pirates have struggled of late. So the fact that it was as bad as it was, and then that the offense only had anything in the first 2 innings, was something there. I thought what Isaiah Kiner-Falefa said at the end of the game, where he was just like, this isn't fun, this sucks, and we need to find an answer, was really interesting. I'm just curious what you thought about what he said post-game.
Oh, I like what he had to say. I also like what Shelton had to say, where he said, look, we're injured. I get it. But guess what? This is Major League Baseball. Everyone in that uniform is being paid well to play this game. And some of these guys who are struggling, they've had success at the Major League level. Now, some of them haven't. Canario has not, right? Valdez has not. Andy Rodriguez has not. They're all younger guys. Maybe one day they will. But in a situation like this, it's got to be veterans who step up. It's got to be somebody. Because right now, this offense, it is far and away the worst in Major League Baseball. I have some numbers here for you, Colin. They rank dead last in the league in batting average, 184, slugging, 290, OPS, 563. They're tied for 3rd worst. And on base percentage, 273. Runs scored, 50. They're tied for 4th worst in home runs with 10. And they have the 3rd most strikeouts, 151. That's through 16 games. They don't have, I believe, anyone batting over 270 now. I think IKF leads the team with a 260 batting average. And again, I know there are injuries, but Ben Cherington said time and time again this offseason that he thought the organizational depth, especially at the big league level, was the best it's been in his 6 years here. This team is in dead last. This team cannot get hits. And there's other issues, but before we get into those, I feel like Colin had another point to make about the offense.
Yeah, the fact that the depth has been as bad as it has been after what Ben Cherington said all offseason, they've kind of shown that with the injuries to Brian Reynolds and every other health issue they've had, and not being able to play Andrew McCutchen multiple days in a row, the fact that there has been no depth behind them just shows that Ben Cherington's offseason remarks were wrong. I know it's tough to say that sort of thing this early into the season.
Or at least wrong so far.
At least wrong so far, but the
probably
depth
wrong
hasn't
overall.
been there.
But
yeah, those numbers they're shocking. But it's also good to know that what I'm seeing in my first week and a half plus on a major league beat, that the hitting is an issue. It's good to know that the numbers do in fact line up there, as obvious as it had been as it has been.
Yes.
The offense has been a struggle, and this weekend was really just the worst it's been so far. They haven't had much offensive success at any point this season, but they had 5 runs in a 3-game series. They had 10 hits in a 3-game series. In 27 innings, 10 hits. Off of Hunter Green is excellent, but the other guys the Reds threw, and Brady Singer also a good pitcher, but it's not like This is the Dodgers lineup, the pitching rotation, who they'll have to face in a couple weeks.
They're not facing the 90s Braves out there.
Yeah, no, and they showed the game notes. The Reds do have some decent pitching this year, but also the Pirates have had very, very little punch back.
And when your offense is this bad, there is no room for mistakes in the other phases of the game. And right now, the other mistakes that are being made are free bases on the mound. That's what ruined Bailey Falter's outing. That's what ruined Andrew Heaney's outing. That's what started Carmen Majinski's outing, although, as you can read about at Post-Gazette.com, I kind of note that maybe he's just not a starting pitcher. We'll save our breath on that one. I'm sure that will come up a lot more this season. So, but the other thing about the bad offense is you can't make mistakes on the mound, and you cannot make mistakes in the field, and they continue to be made. And this is something I kind of want to address on my own accord here. There's a lot that this coaching staff can be criticized for. I don't think you can blame them when a Major League Baseball player is making mistakes that high schoolers shouldn't be making. Andy Rodriguez was just the latest casualty of this. In the fifth inning, runners on the corners, no outs. Corners are in. He is positioned correctly. Corners in. Ground ball hit right to him. He is in front of the bag. So the wrong decision would be to do anything that comes behind him, which would mean either running to first or throwing to second. Also in this instance, a double play means nothing. The run scores. You're facing Hunter Green. You need outs. You need, more importantly, not just outs, you can't allow additional runs to score. They had him positioned to make a play at the plate, to throw the ball. He had a clear lane to throw the ball. But instead, for some reason, he turns around and tries to turn a double play, which is already succeeding that run. It wouldn't have ended the inning. Mm-hmm. And that's just one of, it feels like a million mistakes that this team makes in the field. Andy Rodriguez has had a horrible defensive start, both at catcher and first base. He's worth negative defensive runs saved at both of those positions. And Manuel Valdez cost them a run Saturday with just simply not being able to catch a ball. If he catches the ball at second base and flips it over to first, that's an inning double play, scores 4-2 rather than 5-2. O'Neal Cruz has made his share of mistakes. Canarios look bad out in the outfield. Sawinski, I mean, we could go on and on. Isaiah Kiner-Falefa's -7 defensive runs saved or something like that. It's all bad. I believe he's actually -3. Cruz is -7. Sorry. It's so bad I lose track, and I'm not even joking when I say that. It's just inexcusable to be a professional baseball player and making these mistakes. I know guys are playing out of position. I understand that, and that is on the coaching staff. But the reality is, you're playing here. This is your job. I know for a fact they practice these things. I watched it all spring. I know they have conversations about it before the game. But they're not taking what they're practicing, what they're being instructed to do into the game. And anytime a pressure situation happens in the field, it seems like this team makes the wrong decision. And when your offense is hitting 184 with a 563 OPS, you cannot give bases away, let alone runs away. And they do this time and time again.
4 games coming up against the Nationals, Noah. You think they can turn it around?
They're 3-3 at home. I mean, I don't know. There's a lot that needs to happen to fix this team. And I'm not sure that the players on the roster, the coaches on the staff are able to do it, quite frankly. Maybe I'm wrong. I would love to be proven wrong. It would be fun to watch a baseball game where there aren't such sloppy mistakes made, where there are more than 6 hits, which didn't happen past Monday this week. Mm-hmm. But we'll see. Paul Skeens, Mitch Keller start the series Monday, Tuesday. We'll be there to cover it all. Any final thoughts as we wrap this up?
Looking forward to going home. I think the Pirates are too. I think that it'll be good to get back into the friendly confines of PNC Park, and I'm looking forward to the end of the 4.5-hour drive that we have after this.
Yes. He's Colin Beazley. I'm Noah Hiles. You can read all of our work at post-gazette.com. Get a digital subscription. I highly recommend it. A lot of good stuff there, expanding way beyond baseball. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already at PG Pirates, and keep tuning in. We'll have more coverage moving forward.
Thank you for checking out this content from Post-Gazette Sports. If you watch this video on YouTube, please like the video and subscribe to our channel. For all of the sports coverage the Post-Gazette has to offer, visit post-gazette.com.